Imagine, if you will, a night shimmering with anticipation, the moon riding high and lending its silver blessing to an unusual contest. 3 figures stand apart. The Wiccan, drawing a circle in the dew-laced grass. The hoodoo root worker, hands moving deftly over a charm bag filled with earth's gifts. And the Voodoo Practitioner, calling upon the spirits with heartful devotion. Each approaches the magical contest armed not just with tools and chants, but with generations of wisdom and tradition. But as the challenge unfolds, to wonder who would win is to discover stories as complex and intertwined as the magical arts themselves. A closer look at Wicca reveals a religion built on harmony, both with nature and with the unseen world. Wiccans honor the cycles of the moon, the wheel of the year, and a duality of divinity, male and female, God and goddess, recognizing that the universe sustains itself in balance. Their magic is both celebratory and practical. Each ritual symbol in aethomes, chalices, pentacles, and candles serves as a conduit, focusing intent into manifestation. Yet, a central tenet guides every action, the Wiccan rite, which states, "And it harm none, do what ye will." Magic performed with ill intent is discouraged, since what you put into the world is believed to return to you, often threefold. Faced with a magical duel, the Wiccan might employ spells of protection, transformation, or peaceful binding, striving to influence without harm, channeling the elements, earth for stability, air for intellect, fire for will, water for emotion. They might create a sphere of energy, inviting guidance from the god and goddess. Their magic is methodical, drawing power from the land, moon phases, and deeply rooted ethical codes. Contrast this with hoodoo, a tradition not strictly a religion, but a system of folk magic originating in the southern United States among African-descended people, influenced by a tapestry of Native American, European, and biblical practices. Hoodoo is earthy, gritty, and immediate. Root workers draw on the power of herbs, roots, minerals, animal curios, and psalms from the Bible, creating spell bags known as mojos, candles dressed with oils, and carefully crafted petitions. Hoodoo magic is raw and direct, seeking results in love, luck, money, and protection. In a magical contest, the hoodoo root worker might toss down a prepared powder to trip up an adversary or call upon fiery protection spirits through the recitation of psalms. With a foot in the physical and the spiritual, hoodoo workers are versed in tricking, setting intentions with physical objects in clever, layered ways. They rely on intuition, ancestor guidance, and the magic that springs from surviving in a world that offers few easy blessings. Then there is voodoo, or vodou, with deep roots in West African spiritual systems blended with Catholicism and indigenous American customs. Central to voodoo is relationship with the elboye, or spirits, with ancestors, and with the natural world. The practitioner is both intermediary and celebrant, inviting the spirits to ride them, to guide, heal, or bestow blessings. Voodoo magic is communal, ecstatic, and suffused with the belief that the invisible world intermingles constantly with ours. In a competition fueled by spiritual prowess, the voodoo practitioner might call upon powerful Eliwa, like Papa Legba for opening pathways, Erzulie for love and beauty, or Ogun for strength and aggression. Rituals are accompanied by drums, song, and the rhythm of the community itself. Even in solitary acts, the calling of spirits is central. Magic in voodoo is not merely the manipulation of unseen forces. It is a dance with beings who possess their own desires and personalities. Success depends on relationships, respect, and the depth of one's spiritual connections. Now, to speculate who would win in such a contest is to miss a crucial point. Each of these paths has its own cosmology, its own definition of strength and victory. In Wicca, the greatest power often lies in causing no harm, reflecting the eternal flow of energy. In Hoodoo, victory is practical, securing tangible results, protection, or retribution with deftness and cunning. In Vodou, the win comes from the favor of the Labue and the empowering unity between the practitioner, their ancestors, and the spirits. From a Wiccan perspective, engaging in a direct magical fight may not even be seen as victory if it entails harming another. Even in defense, the goal is to shield oneself and restore balance, not to attack. The tools of victory in Wicca are subtle: banishings, blessings, mirror spells to reflect harm rather than direct confrontation. From the Hoodoo practitioner's viewpoint, the context shifts. Hoodoo evolved in conditions of oppression where subtlety and cleverness could be matters of existential survival. Here, the concept of a win is practical and swift, turning the tide, neutralizing threats, or reversing bad luck decisively using Earth's materials and the force of personal will, often reinforced by scripture. For the Vodou practitioner, power is extended through service to the Elabue. The greatest force may be summoned, but at a personal cost, as all relationships with the spirit world are reciprocal. Success is less about personal force and more about honor, negotiations, and the ability to channel vast, sometimes unpredictable, energies. Religious perspectives illuminate that winning is not always straightforward. The participants' intentions, the ethics of their traditions, and the very definition of magic shape the outcome more than the tools or spirits they call. For some, not engaging in conflict at all is the ultimate triumph. For others, clever use of cunning and connection with ancestors brings success. For still others, the spirits themselves decide who walks away blessed. Another layer to consider is the perspective of the traditions themselves on contests of power. Wiccan ethics generally frown upon magical battles unless absolutely necessary, emphasizing healing and self-defense. Hoodoo traditions, shaped by necessity, might lean into sympathetic magic as a way of surviving and prevailing. Voodoo practitioners might recognize such contests as possible, but view the outcome as the will of the spirits and ancestors. Ultimately, if such an event unfolded under a moonlit sky, the outcome would rely as much on the participants' wisdom, preparation, and purity of heart as on the strength of their spells. Perhaps, in the end, the real magic is in understanding, in respecting each other's path, and in realizing that every tradition has its own measure of victory, a measure defined less by domination and more by connection, harmony, and the thriving of spirit. And so, as dawn chases shadows from the field and the moon drifts away, perhaps all three would discover that the greatest win is the knowledge they share, the power they each bring, and the mystery that still binds them all. Guided by the wisdom of her Welsh ancestors and trained in the Wiccan ways, at Badmojo, Juju weaves ancient tradition with lived experience. Her connection to hoodoo and voodoo deepens her spiritual path, honoring both the practicality of folk magic and the powerful devotion of voodoo rituals. With reverence for Damballa, the serpent spirit embodying creation and peace, she offers blessings to all who listen. May love and light illuminate your journey wherever your magic leads you.